All right, we'll start with our attention down on the low abdomen. So if it's helpful to you to use your hands to guide your breath. Hands on the low belly, thumbs at or below the navel. And I think the main effort in getting the breath down is simply to soften the holding in the low belly. Push it out with your breath. It will start to pulsate with your breath rhythm, falling into your hands on inhale and massaging back in on exhale. And as we've got a really good sense of the belly starting to move with ease, you might feel how it starts to rock your pelvis a little bit. So you can absolutely start to sway with it. Inhaling as the belly drops out, you might rock towards pubic bone. The kind of kickstand in the front bottom of your pelvis. And the exhale might roll you back towards tailbone a little bit. I don't recommend trying to curl it under. We're gradually undoing the tension in the low belly and around the hip crease. That's created by sitting in furniture. So part of that undoing is starting to untuck the tail. Three more breaths like this. And settling into center, favor towards rocking towards your pubic bone a little bit, but then inhale to lift the ribs up. We'll add a little bit of side body stretching before we connect to the diaphragmatic breath consciously. So if you'd like to sit up and join us for that, you can. Otherwise, just lie on your mat like you're in a Shavasana, legs straight, arms alongside body, and I can cue you into a variation on the ground. Those of you sitting upright, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale your left hand down. Those of you on your back, reach your right arm up over your head if that's okay for shoulder. Otherwise, just imagine leaning down to the left a little bit and then inhaling the right side of spine straight up. So those of you guys with right arm up, just reach straight up to the ceiling and relax everything towards the left a bit, lengthening up through the right side. And then come back to center. Either both hands up if you're sitting or both arms down, lying down. And change sides. Right hand to the floor, seated bodies, left arm up, or imagine the left side of your spine lengthening up as you breathe in. Sitting, maybe reach straight up for the sky. Feel for lifting ribs off the hip, making space between the ribs and filling that space with breath. And then exhale, come back to center. Let's go to each side 3 more times. I'll cue us this first round, and then you can start to move at your own breath. Left hand down, right arm up. Soften through the left side body as you inhale, expand up through the right side. And then exhale back to center. Take a breath. Exhale, left arm up. Soften down towards the right, and then inhale, expand up to the left. It's almost like a balloon is starting to pull you away, and the rest of your body can just kind of hang off that line. Now keep going. Either 2 more to each side, or maybe you just stay on each side for several breaths. Even as you're filling up the lung space itself, opening up the lungs. These last couple of breaths, you might feel how the breath still makes its way all the way down to your relaxed low belly. In fact, maybe there's more space for breath as you lift out of low belly, low back. There might not be a ballooning in that area, but there's kind of a pooling of your breath, of your energy. Take these last 2, 3 breaths to even out, if you haven't already. We'll finish in center with hands on low ribs or waist, sitting or lying down. And please feel free to change up your seat, move your legs around at any point as we focus really above the pelvis for several minutes. Breathe into the rib cage. Feel the low ribs expand out into your hands. And then exhale, drawing the ribs back in. First few breaths, we won't squeeze too much. Just feel how naturally the ribs go in, and then you breathe them out. Depending how much of your life you've been practicing breathing this way, you might not actually get the ribs to actually move out and in, but you'll feel the pressure build right around this area, around the waist, around the low ribs, as you fill up with breath. And exhale, connecting back to center. Now, if it feels right to you on the exhale, keep squeezing, draw low belly in a little bit. I'm almost getting a vice-like, I don't like the image of corset, but it is, these muscles act just like a corset, drawing back to center. And then inhale, relax any tension, expand. Exhale, maybe like a boa constrictor, something that's alive and sexy. Three more breaths like that. If you're getting some good movement in the front side ribs, make sure you feel into the back ribs too, those less movable ribs expanding. And finally, we'll shift our focus up to the heart. Hands can be on heart or your attention. And take a really voluptuous breath in, lifting the heart into your hands. And then let it go. It may want to sigh out your mouth as you release around the scalenes around the throat. Just tracking any physiological shifts or energetic, emotional shifts as you get the breath up here. It may be your favorite place to breathe. It might be a less accessible place, but we're just practicing. And if you're getting an ease of movement of the lift of the chest, feel also the side upper ribs expand out towards the armpits. Maybe feel the upper back between your shoulder blades start to expand to receive the breath in. The edge of the inhale might feel like a tension building. And then the exhale, an opportunity to move that tension out. 2 more breaths. If you're not sitting, maybe come up to sitting for shoulder shrugs. Sitting any way your spine can be tall. Your breath can continue to fill this upper cavity, the actual lung space. We'll keep the arms as relaxed as possible for the first few rounds, trying to use our back muscles. Inhale, expand the whole upper lung space. Lift the chest, expand the ribs to the sides, expand between your shoulder blades, and then suspend the breath. Hike your shoulders up to your ears. Keep drawing the shoulders up as you roll them back. And then exhale, squeeze the shoulders together and pull them down into your back. We'll take 2 more like that. Inhaling, fill your upper cavity with breath, hold it in, draw the shoulders up and back. Exhale, draw them together and down. 1 more time. Inflate. Hike shoulders up, squeeze them back, and exhale, massage them. Keep the shoulders down, arms relaxed as you fill that upper back space with fresh breath, fresh blood. And this time, just take the middle angles of the shoulder blades and pinch them in towards each other. This might be a hard one to isolate, but just feel for squeezing without squeezing teeth. Inhale, widen between the shoulder blades. And exhale, pinch the shoulder blades in, get taller through the back of the spine. Keep your jaw relaxed. 1 more time. Inhale, widen back of heart. And exhale, squeeze into the spine. And last series for the lower rhomboids, bend your elbows, spread your hands, palms face forward. Some bodies like to turn the palms up. Breathe to expand the whole back of the rib cage. Exhale, squeeze the bottom tips of your wings in. Draw the elbows into your waist. Pull down. Again, inhale, inflate the rib cage. Broaden through the back of the heart. Exhale, squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades in. Squeeze the elbows in. For some bodies, pressing elbows forward, hands back. Feels like it digs the bony shoulder blades into the muscular back. 1 more time. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, squeeze your wings and get tall. Good. Relax your arms. We'll transition to all fours for our deconstructed cat-cow. If you prefer not to be on hands and knees, you can do another round of shoulder exercises. You can try to replicate what we just did, the 3 parts of the rhomboids, or just move your shoulders in a way that keeps getting breath and blood into the tense, sticky upper back and moves that tension out. Those of you on your knees, you can be on your hands or you can be down on your elbows. We'll start in a neutral position where we lift a little bit of the upper back so we're not dumping right into the shoulder joint. Shoulders over hands or over elbows. Reach the tailbone, pubic bone straight back. So again, untucking the tail. But feel for a little bit of that tubular action of the core, not like the vice, like when we were squeezing the waist in, but just a little connection of low ribs, low hip. And keep that fairly steady. Relax your neck. Inhale your heart towards the earth. So now you do sink between the shoulders and the shoulder blades melt into the upper back. Exhale, upper back to the sky. The shoulder blades slip apart and move away from ears. Inhale, chest towards earth. Shoulder bones massage in, neck relaxed. Exhale, upper back opens to the sky. 2 more breaths, just like that. Without moving the rest of the spine, this movement might be fairly subtle. That's all right. We're just trying to dig out the really tight areas that restrict our breath by using our breath. All right, now we'll shift down to the bottom of the spine. Come back to that neutral place where you're not sagging in the shoulders, you're not exactly humping the back, but your neck is relaxed. If you prefer to line your back for this, this is similar to the pelvic tilt we started with. Inhale, top rim of the sacrum towards the earth. That would be the top edge of your pelvis where the low spine kind of starts to rise out of it. It dips. Exhale, top rim sacrum to the sky, flattening out your low spine, your lumbar curve. Inhale, top rim sacrum to the earth. Low belly can fall out. Exhale, top rim sacrum sky. 2 more breaths like that. Trying to keep the rest of the spine steady, the neck relaxed, and just moving that connection between pelvis and low spine. Getting it unstuck with breath. We'll come down to our backs. So we'll replicate that TA, transverse abdominis breathing, so diaphragmatic breathing here on our back. So some of you already did this. That's good. Settle in a way where your sacrum, the back of your pelvis, is settled into the earth and your back ribs can breathe towards the earth, but you're not pushing low back down, not tucking your tail. So for a lot of our bodies, to get the back ribs down, we might need to elevate the head with a folded blanket or a pillow so you can relax your spine. You're not flat spine on a flat surface. Put your hands around your waist. So somewhere around the hips, between hips and ribs. And then inhale to expand that area. Exhale to draw those muscles back towards center. Again, like that. Inhale, expand the rib cage 360 degrees. And exhale back to center. Adding a leg movement. Inhale, balloon the ribs out. Relax low belly. Exhale, hug low belly in. Pick your right foot up. Knee lines up over hip. Again, breathe back ribs towards earth. Breathe side ribs into hands. Exhale, hug everything in and set your right foot down. Breathe the ribs out. Exhale, hug low belly in, left foot up. Breathe, expand your whole diaphragm. That's the bottom floor of your rib cage. Exhale, hug everything in and set left foot down. Inhale. Exhale, right foot up. Breathe in. Set it down. One more side like that. Breathe in, expand ribs, relax hips. Exhale, pick it up. Left foot. Expand. Set it down. Bring the arms down alongside the body. Pinky side of hand on the floor, thumbs to sky if that's an okay rotation for your shoulders. Breathe back ribs onto the mat and start to slide the right arm up the floor like half a snow angel. Once you get about shoulder height, if it's possible, you'll start to turn your thumb down to the floor. Some of you will need to raise the arm off the floor quite a bit, so there's zero shoulder pain. Some of you won't go higher than your shoulder. That's fine. Take a breath. Exhale, come down the way you came up. Inhale. Left arm starts to move up. You can bend your elbow, that's fine. Maybe the thumb rotates down if you're going overhead. Take a breath there, breathe back ribs towards earth. Exhale, glide the arm down. Do one more like that to each side, or if you want to do both arms simultaneously, you can do that 2 times. Snow angels. Feeling for smoothing the movement. Leg glides. Breathe into back bottom ribs. And exhale, slide your left leg out on the mat as if your heel could just slip on like on ice. Slip it forward. Your mat is probably much stickier, so just make it as smooth as possible. Take a breath. Exhale, hug the ribs, hug belly in to draw the heel back to the ground, knees bent. Breathe back body wide. And exhale, slide right leg out. Breathe, expand your diaphragm. Exhale, massage in to pull the leg back to center. One more time on each leg, optional, adding your arm glides, maybe left leg, right arm, or maybe both arms with each leg. Alternatively, you can choose one limb at a time. And we'll finish with arms in goal post. If that's a safe position for your shoulders, bring your arms to the sides, turn your palms up to the ceiling with your elbows bent. Some of you will need to keep the arms straight and no higher than the shoulders. That's fine. If opening your knees into a butterfly is right for you, we won't be here too long. You can either relax, yin out a bit, or press the feet together. And a little bit of a tuck of a tail, lengthening of the tail. Breathing back ribs towards earth. The shape will naturally arch the low back, but get your breath to eliminate any pulling or to soften around that. I find it kindest to the shoulders to come out of this by rotating your hands up towards the ceiling and then lowering your arms down. And maybe your hands can help pick your legs up. We'll do the opposite constructive rest pose. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. Rest the knees together. If these leg positions don't work for you, either keep the knees bent parallel or take a shavasana. Arms, crossing arms over your chest if that's okay for shoulders. Self-hug and simply relax. If that's not okay, put your hands on your hip bones. Let your arms, elbows rest on the floor next to you. Those of you in the self-hug, Switch your arms to the other elbows on top and take 3 or 4 more slow, let go breaths. I think we'll do one last series here on our backs. If anyone's getting a little lightheaded from being on your back too long or just uncomfortable on your back, well, you can either make that comfortable with padding, or if I see you sit up, I'll cue alternatives. All right. Maybe put your hands underneath your seat, palms down, fleshy buttocks on your hands. If that's uncomfortable, then maybe you put a blanket or towel to support your pelvis. And then pick your feet up one at a time. So you're like in a chair with your knees bent. Inhale to straighten the right leg towards the ceiling and flex up through your heel. Reach the heel up. Exhale, point your toes and bend the right knee. Heel may be heading towards buttocks, but it doesn't have to bend that much. Inhale, left heel to the ceiling. Flex the toes back. Exhale, bend left knee, point the toes. Inhale, right heel to sky. Exhale, bend it in. Inhale, left heel to sky. Exhale, bend knee, plantar flex, or that is point the ankle. Option both legs simultaneously or back to the right leg. Inhale, heels to ceiling. Exhale, point through the toes, ankles, heels to butt. 2 more petals like that. No, 3 more, so you can even out if you're doing one at a time. And free your hands. Hug knees to chest if that's an option for you. If you prefer to rest with feet on the floor, do that. Breathe into back body. Expanding back body with breath, and exhale, sink into the mat. For some of you, the kindest way to come up is to put your hands behind your legs, give your legs a kick, inhale, and then exhale to roll yourself up. Some of us will roll onto the side and press ourselves up from the side. Let's come into half straddle neck release, left leg straight. Right knee open. Alternatively, you can be sitting in cross-legged seat. I'll cue us to lean in the direction of the left leg. If that's way too much on your hamstrings, switch your legs so you can also lean to the left, but away from your extended leg. Does that make sense? So feel into it. Straighten your left leg, flex the toes up to the sky, and then press out through the ball of the foot. We call that active foot in Forrest Yoga. Just stabilizes through the joints. Turn your belly slightly to the right. Put your left hand on the ground inside left leg. Start with the right arm behind back or on the floor if that rotation's not great for you. And then the focus is releasing the neck. So head, if possible, lining ear over left shoulder and releasing head directly to the left shoulder hangs. If the hamstrings are a distraction from releasing the neck, that's when you change legs and lean away from your extended leg. All right, I'll get quiet so you can actually feel what's going on in your own neck and run breath through the tension. Feel free to sigh or hum. As you unlock this energetic area. Right arm can reach to the right, palm turn towards the earth, fingers 6 inches off the earth. And continue to run the tension from right side neck out of your body. That's right for you. Raise the arm to about shoulder height. Turn the palm open, same direction of chest. Chest opener. Inhale, lengthen the arm bones from shoulder. You can angle the arm up or down as you please, and optional, pressing the arm back. Look down to the left shoulder. Release your neck. Releasing back of neck. Back, right side. If your right arm went backwards, bring it back in line with your body to lower it down. Bring your left hand to your head to support head as spine comes up. And change sides. Extend right leg out. Or switch legs if you are in cross-legged seat or the opposite extension. Angle slightly to the left, right hand into the floor in front of right leg. Left hand starts behind back. Breathe the collarbones wide. Exhale, release right ear to right shoulder. And then keep head over shoulder if you want to angle the chin up or down so you find a spot in your neck that does release. It doesn't feel like it's getting tighter. Like your body's struggling to not let your head roll off. Part 2, reaching left arm to the left, palm facing earth, 6 inches off the floor. And part 3, chest opener, raising the left arm about shoulder height, palm turned open, same direction as chest. And the chest radiates, so anywhere above or below shoulder is appropriate to get into these tense muscles. Inhale, lengthen the arm. Optional to press it back and look down over right shoulder. And bring left arm back in line with body if it's backwards. Lower it to the ground. Right hand to your face or head. Support your relaxed neck. Come up. All right, any comfortable seat. Let's do a couple jaw exercises. Squishing your face. If it's okay to grit your teeth, most of us have enough tension in our jaws, you might not want to grit your teeth, but then squish your face, squish your eyes, squish everything real small. Squish, squish. Keep breathing and squish. Take a breath. And then exhale, open everything as wide as you can. Open your mouth and your eyes. An optional up level, if your hands are clean and you're comfortable putting hands in mouth, take your bottom teeth and draw them down even a little bit more. Let those unsaid things fall out. All right, relax your mouth, jaw. Take your hands to your cheeks and rub your cheeks. Massage your jaw muscles down here. And then right above the ears, right behind your temples. Those are your biters right there. You might feel if you bite down, you'll feel them flex. Surprisingly knotty sometimes. And then finally, once more time, hands to cheeks and squish your hands forward. Oh, I'm sorry, all this face movement is probably making for funny mic noises. Like you're making goldfish face, squishing, squishing. And then slide your hands all the way back to your ears. Open up the skin of the face. And then it's right for you. Take hold of those little flaps inside your ears and draw them straight out to the sides. Close your eyes. I like to imagine this actually opening up the bones of the skull and letting any other tension that's caught in there start to run out. The eyes soften. The root of the tongue softens, the soft palate. Right, relax your hands down. Come back onto your hands and knees, elbows and knees. So your choice whether you're on hands or elbows. If you're not comfortable being on your knees, you'll lie down on your mat for banana. We'll do sun gazer. Banana is the one where it starts in a shavasana. Your feet walk to one corner, say my feet walk to the left, then maybe I draw my right arm up to stretch out right side body. Sun gazers, tabletop, neutralize your table, lift up out of your shoulders, but here maybe a little tuck of tail. And then extend the right leg back like an extension of your tail, cross it behind the left, option to peek over your left shoulder as you open right side body to your breath. That lengthening, the tuck of the tail might bring a little more stretch down into hip, but for your body, maybe untucking. You'll find other areas that want to open up. And then come back to center. Inhale, lift out of shoulders. Exhale, extend left leg straight back from your tail, toes on earth. And then cross it behind the right. Peek over right shoulder, like you're looking for your foot, but you're not craning to see it. Inhale, exhale back to center. And give your tail a little bit of a wag, hips side to side. If you're on a soft surface and your knees are healthy, you might want to lift your feet and wag your feet side to side like a really happy puppy. And then take a moment to transition up to standing. So from here, you may want to do some cats, cows, or down dogs. Well, here's a good time. If you simply want to stand up and adjust, keep breathing. Keep feeling. Let's go right into walking hips. Standing in Tadasana with your feet hips width apart, that variation of Tadasana, outside edges of feet parallel to each other. Let's do our little biomechanic correction. Let your fingertips just brush your thighs. If it's okay on your knees, roll onto the pinky edge of your foot and feel how your thighs rotate out a little bit. See if you can keep that external rotation of the thighs as you set your foot back down. And step your right foot one stride forward. Hands on your hips. And inhale, rock your weight into the right foot. Feel the right hip bone rise. Exhale, rock to the left foot. Left hip rises. So take a few rocks like that might be super tiny. We're trying to smooth out all the crackly places in the hips with an organic walking motion. And if you can feel how the hip bones rise side to side, almost like there's a smile across your pelvis, and it tilts side to side. And keep feeling into that. See if you can eliminate any twisting. So the pelvis may also want to twist as you shift. See if you can keep everything like your headlights straight ahead. And the pubic bone, tailbone dropping straight down, not tilting back and forth. So not rocking like we did earlier. Step the left foot forward and keep going. And this might start to feel effortless. This is literally walking for the hips. So If it feels like you're not doing anything, well, maybe you've been doing it your whole life. Notice if you're feeling any crankiness in your low back, you might want to adjust so your chest is down a little bit. Breathe the back ribs out. Gaze slightly down. All right, come back to center. Let's come into a horse stance. Separate your feet 3 feet. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. If this is okay, interlace fingers in front of your chest and then press your palms forward. And reach your palms to the sky. Drag shoulders down as you squeeze arm bones into your head. And then release the hands. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes in. Either interlace hands behind your back, or if interlacing is not great for you, hands to your waist, squeeze your elbows, shoulders back. Lift your heart, forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring them to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. If you're not great with being upside down today, like head below heart is making you a little dizzy, lightheaded, then bend your knees, bring your elbows to your thighs. We'll stay here for a moment. And we'll again shift our weight from leg to leg. So shifting to your left, bend left knee, and shifting to your right. If you are hanging head and spine, allowing your body kind of to sweep the floor, you can let your hair down and literally sweep your mat. And come back to center. Inhale to a flat back. Bring your hands either onto your thighs or onto your waist. Bend your knees and tuck your tail as much as you need to help you come up. And come back onto your horse for bird's wing. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Palms up. Elbows hug into the ribs. Breathe into the space between shoulder blades. Exhale, rotate the hands out. Inhale, bring your pinky fingers into touch. Exhale, rotate hands away from each other. Keep squeezing elbows in. So rotator cuff strengthener. One more time. Inhale, pinkies in. Exhale, rotate hands out. You can pretend you're pulling on a stretchy band. Feel into resistance. Okay. Relax your arms. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes back in. Once more, either interlace hands with the opposite interlace or put your hands on your waist, squeeze shoulders. This time, if you want to come upside down, forward fold while bound, you can, or just stay upright. Or if you want to release the bind and forward fold, we'll do that. Good. Bound forward folds. If you're comfortable coming up in your bind, reach through your knuckles. Otherwise, put your hands on your thighs to help you up. Release the hands. Let's do triangle prep. Let's set up a prop. If you have 2 yoga blocks, and here, the firmer, the better, like the cork or wood would actually be appropriate. I would set up at least 2 in a stack. I want mine to be even higher, so I'm going to grab a chair. So if you want to use a chair as your prop, I invite you to follow along. Let's see, or set up near a table or something. I guess the couch would have done, but it's squishy. Have the flattened as a replace. This is like your upper block. Stand with your right foot in front, blocks by the right ankle, or right foot in front of your chair. Separate your feet 2 or 3 feet wide, about 3 feet wide. And let's err on lining the right heel up with the left big toe. Often the classical yogas will say line up your heels or line up your heel with arch, but this is a little anatomic protection, heel to toe, or even a little bit more in than that. Put your hands on your hips. We'll come back to our walking hips. As you inhale, Cynthia, turn so your chair is next to your right ankle. So either move your chair, shift your body. Yeah. All right. Shifting weight into the right hip rises. Right foot, right hip rises. And then shifting weight into the left foot, left hip rises. So again, getting the smile of your hips to dance. Lubricate your hip joint. We're kind of turning the hips to face sideways between the 2 feet, but they will be tilted a little bit towards the right foot. Depending on the shape of your anatomy, whatever feels not creaky. All right. Once you feel lubricated, we'll finish with our hip shifted to the left foot. So push into the left foot, let your hip shift to the left. Activate the right foot. Spread the toes of the right foot. Press the ball mound into the ground. So push into the ground with the right foot. And your hands can stay on your hips, or you can put your right hand on your chair or reach down for your blocks and reach left arm directly across, opening up through heart as you push the earth away with feet. And bring your left hand back to your hip. Press down on your left hip to help pull your spine back up. And then turn the right toes in. Let's set up the other side. Staying with your prop behind your left foot, feet about 3 feet apart. And then turn the left toes out. Maybe adjust your footprint so your left heel, the front heel lines up the back big toe. Hands on hips. And start to rock. Shifting into left foot, left hip rises. Shifting your right foot, right hip rises. Spine as seaweedy as you please. Once you've got a sense of lubrication in the hips, we'll keep shifting towards the right. So the right hip is rising. The left hip, can you see my crease dipping in? This can pull a lot on the groin hamstring. So bend your left knee as much as you need, especially if you're reaching down for your blocks or putting a hand on chair. You can invite the right hip back. You don't have to. Reach right arm open, even a chest opener here. Big diaphragmatic breaths in this shape, in this very open shape. And right hand returns to your hip. You might find that button on the side of the hip. When you push it down, the spine comes up. Turn your feet back into, let's do one more horse. Feet 3 feet apart, bend your knees, toes angled out, hands on your thighs, twisting horse. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chest to right thigh. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. And some of you will dance your way down to your seat through a squat. Some of you will carefully put your hands down, put your knees down, and then sit down on one hip. Alternatively, I guess I could have sat in my chair, but I'll sit on the floor because I like to. Half knee pile. Straighten your legs out. If it's an option for you to cross right knee over left, lying the side of the right foot on the floor, you can cross like that. I don't really recommend the knee up for this because we're going to add some we'll do finger stretches while we're sitting in our stretchy hips. So if this is not a safe position, then right knee out to the side. And actually, I'm going to prop my ankle because it feels like it's rolling. Sitting up on a blanket, by the way, always a fantastic idea to help untuck your tail, undo your furniture. All right, finger stretches. Let's work on the right hand. Take your pinky finger and draw it back. By the way, if you're working with shoulder stuff, you might want to prop your elbow on something, a folded blanket, so you don't have to hang in the shoulder joint at all as you relax the shoulder. Now, this might take some coordination while you breathe. So you can hold the pinky finger back and take the fourth finger and draw it in the other direction. So you're kind of, can you see that, doing the splits with your fingers. And then switch the splits. Draw your pinky finger down and draw the fourth finger back. And hold the fourth finger back as you draw your middle finger down. Splits those two fingers. And then reverse those splits. It might pull a little bit on the skin of the fingers. Just don't push that hard. Feel into the stretch of the muscles. Our fingers have a lot of muscles. Keep the middle finger back. Draw the index finger down. And then reverse those splits. And then thumb gets a little bit cheated. We'll keep the index finger back and try to squeeze the thumb over towards the base of the pinky finger. And then if it's okay for you to draw the thumb down towards the elbow, like you're trying to touch your forearm. Not all thumbs should do that. So if that's not great for you, maybe just draw it straight back in a sweet stretch. Good. Relax your hand. We'll take a little bow while we're in this seat. Inhale, sit up tall. Bowing, either just releasing head, neck, and you will feel that echo through the whole back body. Or some of you will forward fold. Be mindful if you're in the knee pile, you can't really bend the extended knee. So don't push into that knee. And keep your neck relaxed. Pull your low belly in to pull you up. And change legs. Left pinky finger draws back. I apologize if there are any lefties. This side usually goes a little faster. And then splits, draw the fourth finger down. Reverse the splits, draw your pinky down and draw the fourth finger back. And hold the fourth finger back as you draw your middle finger down. And then switch those two fingers. Inhale, hold the middle finger back. Exhale, index finger down. Breathe in. Exhale, reverse those two fingers. And then maybe try to keep the index finger back. If you can't, don't worry about it. As you try to squish thumb over towards base of pinky. And then take the thumb, either draw it down towards the elbow in a flexion or gently stretch it back. Or massage it. Ooh. Then relax your hand. Inhale, tall spine, heart open, shoulders back. Exhale, bow. And reach back through your tail to pull yourself up. Head follows. And come onto your back to rest. Or if you want to continue stretching on your back, hug your knees to your chest for some rocks or some twists. Those of you who are already on your back, with all that blood, the tingling in your fingers, your toes might want a little love. So if you want to bring feet off the floor for a moment and roll out your ankles, wiggle your toes, get the blood in your lower legs moving. Yeah. Play arpeggios with your toes. And then let them settle into their resting position once they're a little tingly too. And if you would like to continue to rest in your home space, let my voice go into the background. If you're ready to arise, start by inviting a fresh breath in. Maybe sigh or hum it out, mix your voice into the world. And move fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Slowly bend a knee at a time to ease either over to your side or to hold on behind your legs to roll yourself up. The palms press together. The thumbs against your sternum lift your heart. Bow your head toward your own heart. Feel it beat against your thumbs. We bow to each other. Namaste.